area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight on Stark County with Pam Cook and Gary Rivers.
Welcome to another Wednesday morning edition of Spotlight on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
And if you're watching live on Facebook right now, it's Spotlight on Gary Rivers.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Here we are. Well, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, and as you know, we are live on Facebook every Wednesday morning at 9. You can see the different businesses and agencies and folks that we like to spotlight. And today, it's Malone University. We have so much to talk about with Malone University.
Oh, yeah.
They have a ton of things going on. So right now, we're going to bring in Connie Brannon. And Connie, you are in charge of the academic camps. You're the academic camps director, correct?
I am.
Oh, my gosh.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you. We're starting out, and we'll let folks know. We have a lot of different things to cover here in this hour, not just the academic camps, but the summer camps, but a lot of different things. But we're starting with you, so
Sure.
let's just jump right into it and tell us what these are all about.
You got it. So for 1 week in June, Malone runs, for this year, 7 camps for high school students. So this is rising sophomores through seniors. And the premise of the program is that we bring in high school students who want to test drive an area of academic interest to see if they like it and to try out a college campus at the same time. So during the day, they're with our faculty members doing hands-on activities. They're going on field trips, kind of focusing on a major or a discipline. And then in the evenings, they do camp activities and Malone traditions with us. They stay in the residence halls. They eat in the dining hall, so it's very much a college experience for high school students.
So it's pretty much you're really going to get a really good feel for what it's like at Malone.
Right.
Nice.
Absolutely.
All right, you say there's 6 different camps, right? So they're each different disciplines. Why don't you share some of them for us?
So this year we're running Applied and Scientific Psychology, Chess Camp, which is new this year.
Chess. As like in the game chess. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Why couldn't I major in that?
I would never be able to do that.
Yeah, you're right. Checkers? Do you have a checkers camp?
Right, that would be more my speed, too.
Yeah.
Computer science, creative writing, nursing, theater, and zoo and wildlife biology.
That's great
So
stuff.
some of them are very specific, and some, like chess and like theater, which we don't have a major for either of those,
Right.
but both give you very specific skills that can be used in any major you choose. Problem solving and creative thinking and the ability
Public
to speak
speaking,
in public.
yes.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing these camps? Is this something that's fairly new, or it's been going on for some time?
As a formalized program, this will be our 4th year.
Okay.
We piloted 5 years ago, actually, before I got to Malone with zoo and wildlife biology. So this is their 5th camp.
Oh, just to kind of see how it would work out and
Right. Let's test drive it
work
with our
out any
faculty
kinks,
members.
if you will. Yeah.
It's true. And then we pulled more folks together in the 2nd year and formalized it a little
All right.
bit.
So when you say a camp, is it for several days or is it one day?
This will be for 4 days.
4 days.
So they come in early Monday morning and they stay through Thursday night at dinner. So it's 3 nights.
Wow.
4 days.
Now, do the parents come with them, or is this the parents drop off the kids and say, "This is what it'll be like. See ya"?
This is parents drop them off, and I will promise to take the best care of them we can.
Yeah, because it's a college experience,
Right.
right? Yeah,
is,
and they're
so-
sophomores, so that's what age? Like 16?
16.
Yeah.
16 to 18.
So are there any moms and dads standing there holding for dear life, not letting them go?
I hope not.
You never know. we do a welcome session at the very beginning of the week where we publicly introduce the faculty members and the camp counselors for each of these groups so the parents can see, like, these are the folks who are with my kids all week. And then at the end of the week, we bring them together for a closing session and we do a slideshow with pictures of everyone's activities and things like that. And parents can come to that too. So they get the bookends of the program.
Yeah.
Is space limited?
For most of them, it is. We tend to average about 24 campers per camp because we want it to be like the size of a Malone class. If it's really big, that's not the Malone experience anymore. Nursing is very small, and that's because of lab size restrictions and some of the things that they do on their field trips.
And so to get into this camp, is this something you compete to do, or is this something first come, first serve?
First come, first serve.
Wow, so that's good. If you're listening right now and you know a high school student who
And
is
you're not in school today.
Yeah, right. You might be at home.
You might be listening.
Great thing to do with your snow day.
That's right. Get on the computer, right? Could they go online and find all the information?
Registration, information, schedule highlights for each camp, packing list, all of it is on our website.
I might be going out on a limb, but I'm thinking most of the kids who would be going to this are probably sleeping right now. Just saying.
Maybe, yeah.
Because they still can. Enjoy it while you can.
Yes,
folks.
exactly. Because life comes along fast. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
So take me through like a typical day. I know we were generalizing about some of the activities, but what kind of reaction do you get from the students who take part in this as they go throughout the day?
It's funny that you mentioned that and sleeping because we start class at 9 a.m. Breakfast is at 8.
What?
You only got so many hours.
But
You got to
they're probably
maximize the
pretty
time.
excited to be there,
Well,
right?
think about college, though.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I took 8 a.m. classes in college. I wanted mine done by noon. That's probably why I'm in the job I'm in.
Yeah.
Because I was a morning person,
They're still figuring that out.
Yeah.
Breakfast is always moving a little bit slow. But by lunch, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
So they do class from 9 to noon. And class is a term I use loosely. We don't want this to be summer school. And our faculty members work really hard to, whatever it is that they do in our lab facilities or in our classrooms is as hands-on as it can be so that they can do things that are tangible.
Yeah.
But give them a real sense of, we'll use nursing as an example. They have a chance to use the lab facilities and the sim mannequins. The fancy mannequins in our labs that react like a person.
They're really cool.
They're almost,
Yes.
they're kind of freaky. Like, don't look them in the eye. But using a lot of that equipment, it gives them a sense. I think I know what nursing is? Do I actually know what nursing is?
Yeah.
And they try to pick activities that give you a real sense of, if you were a college student in nursing in your first 2 years, like, this is a lot of what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So
That's a great opportunity for kids. Young adults, let's just say.
Now, is there a
adults.
cost for them to go to the camp?
there is. It's all inclusive.
Okay.
For this year, it's $450.
Okay.
So that includes your room, your board, the admission to all of your field trips. So if you're a zoo and wildlife biology camper, it gets you into the Cleveland Zoo and the Akron Zoo without additional cost. Room, board, T-shirt, the whole deal. So
That's great. Like, yeah, I mean, I think
I
that's...
survived camp, kind of a
'Cause-
T-shirt. Is that?
Kids just don't know. You don't know, and you get into something. Your parents spend a lot of money to send you off to college, and you get there and go, "I hate this."
Yeah.
I mean, so that's a great opportunity.
we've had great stories, both of kids who have come and have affirmed, like, not only is this what I want to do, but I really love Malone. This is where I want to come. And others who have test driven a field and said, yeah, this was not what I thought it was. But now at least they know that. And if that's a way we can be a resource to the community to save them, like, one less major switch,
Right.
I think that's terrific.
Yeah.
All right. For
And we serve our
information
purpose.
on this now, I see you have a brochure in your hand.
I do.
So tell me about that. There we go.
Facebook
Right.
Live. There's a brochure. There's a ton in my office.
All right. So where do kids find that? Is that in their counselor's office probably right now?
We have sent them out to counselor's office. There's actually a PDF of the flyer online as well,
Okay.
and a PDF for each of our individual camps. So
Okay.
if you go to malone.edu/summer camps, plural, everything is on there.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to have
Very
to
good.
take a break on this, but I know folks love the Malone experience. There's so many Malone grads in this
Oh, I
area.
know.
It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
absolutely.
Can't go within a
Yeah.
block without saying, well, yeah, I'm from Malone. Oh, wow. Which says a lot about Malone.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll be back in just a few on News Talk 1480 WHBC. More from Malone University.
It's Kenny and JT.
Tyronn Lue, the head coach of the Cavaliers, going to sit out a few games because of health issues.
The thing with me is he just kept reminding me of what happened to Tito last year.
At the end of the day, it's just sports, right? And if you're having health issues, you cannot put sports ahead of your own good health.
You get on this treadmill and you go from one season to the next season and you never truly get off of it. So I would tell Ty Lue, take all the time you want. If it doesn't go away, get out now.
It's Kenny and JT. Weekdays between 3 and 7 on WHBC.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Protect unfinished wood surfaces with Minwax products. Minwax has everything you need to help you complete your wood projects. Right now, quarts of Minwax wood finish are only $6.49 each after 11% off. Gallons are also on sale. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through March 24th. 11% savings or a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
This is PJ Chavez, director of Sing Stark with Voci, inviting you to join us tonight at the Canton Brewing Company, because at 7 p.m. the magic happens. So bring your best voice, no matter what it is, and let's learn the Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way and Tommy Two Tones 8675309. When we're done, we'll sound like pros. So bring a $5 cover charge, all your friends tonight, and let's have a Sing Stark blast.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dragging your big, bulky CPAP device with you whenever you leave home? Yeah, well, I was too. That's why I'm so glad I called to try the Transcend Mini CPAP for 10 nights. I can't imagine living without it now. My Transcend is about as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. That's less hassle to carry than my shaving kit. Plus, I was able to add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. But hey, that's not all. Transcend is FAA compliant too, which means I can finally sleep comfortably while flying. Heck, I can sleep comfortably anywhere now. So if that all sounds good to you, call now to give Transcend a try. You'll be glad you did.
Now you can try Transcend and sleep comfortably for 10 restful nights with a money-back guarantee. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-400-2199. Again, that's 1-800-400-2199. 1-800-400-2199.
Hey, it's Gary Rivers. You know, more appliances break down in summer than any other season. The heat stresses your fridge, washer, dryer, and dishwasher, causing them to work harder. Who knows when your appliances will suddenly break down? But I know where to go when they do. Home Appliance Company. They carry all the major brands, and their staff will get you into what you need. And if anything goes wrong, you can count on Home Appliance Company for service. Home Appliance Company, 406 North Erie Street, Massillon. Online at homeapplianceco.net.
Rankle and Reese Motor Cars opened its doors in 1998. For over 20 years, Rankle and Reese has provided quality hand-picked vehicles with the best financing around. Credit worries? No problem. With the best financing options available, you can get a nicer, newer car with payments you can handle. Your next car, truck, or van, or SUV is waiting along with the friendly staff. So stop on out at Rankle and Reese Motor Cars, 4805 Tuscarora Street West in Canton, or online at rankleandreesemotorcars.com.
It's the little things, like a spontaneous dance party. Let's dance. Or having a ball with the endless possibilities at Peebles Beauty Bash. Because starting March 19th, it's 2 weeks of beauty bliss you won't want to miss. Check out new trends and get great prices on your favorites in cosmetics and fragrances. Plus, spend $60 or more and get a free exclusive gift. Fresh styles, big savings, and fun perks every day. Peebles. Little things mean everything. Peebles is part of our Stage family. Offer exclusions apply.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock at News Talk 1480 WHBC. Back to Spotlight and back to Malone University.
Malone University next. We're just going to roll through these things. So keep up with us on Facebook Live, by the way. If you want to watch us there, you can do that right now because we're talking about all the great things that are happening. We just got done talking about summer camps, and now we're going to talk about Malone University's Open Frame Film Festival, which is coming up. We have two students in studio with us, Vincent Leone. Vincent, you're a junior, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And we have Samantha Hudzig.
Yeah, hi, I'm also a junior.
And you're also a junior. So tell us how you're involved in the Open Frame Film Festival.
Okay, so I have made a narrative short film. It's called Before I Break. I wrote and directed it. And it's a story about a young woman. She's 21 years old, and she's battling cancer. And so it's basically the story of her dealing with her own inner demons and her relationship with the people around her that she feels she's dragging through her treatment, and basically coming to terms with who she is and who she is within her condition at this point. We filmed not that long ago. I think it was about a month ago, and I just finished editing and submitted it yesterday, actually, and I got approval for the film fest. So I'm really excited to get that up there and show everybody the hard work that everyone put in on my film. I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, so in a short, how long is it?
Right about now, it's about 14 minutes. I have to trim it back a little bit just because that's actually a bit long for open frame films.
How tough is that to do that, the editing? Yeah.
It's really hard.
I mean, because every frame you probably loved, right?
Yeah, it is. And it's not just that, too. It's because I actually just went through a script writing class with Vince here last semester. And in that class, I learned to write scripts, obviously. But with that, I learned how to develop a story through dialogue a lot. And so the problem with having to trim back a story is that you end up cutting out dialogue that's important to make sense of things later in the story. So you really have to be careful about what you
Just
take
pretend
out.
you're in Hollywood. We can't follow the dialogue.
Well, it's a lot like news writing because you get this big story with all this information and you have to kind of just boil it down. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely rough, but you do what you got to do. And if it's going to make the story that more like better received to people, to keep it shorter, you're willing to do it just for the sake of the art. And so that's the process that I'm in right now. And I'm excited to see where we go.
All right, so this is a film fest, so there are a lot of student films that are going to be shown in this, right?
Yeah. I talked to Sang Sun Choi. He's the director of media, and he runs the film fest. And I think he said there are currently 10 to 12 films that are being aired as a whole. We have narrative films, documentaries, experimentals. Basically, those three genres are pretty well encompassed within the film. You get a couple of each every year. I participated in it as an actress last year, and my film didn't necessarily win like the narrative film awards, but I was able to. I was very honored with the Best Performance Award for my film.
Did a great job.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Fantastic.
But Vince over here.
I was going to say, how are you involved in all of this?
He actually won the Best Documentary Award last year. So
Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah,
now where do you go from there now?
Yeah, I know. Well, my name is Vince, and this will be my second year putting something in an open frame. Last year, I had a documentary called Holy Art, and my subject was Hannah Gears. She's also a junior at Malone. And we just talked about her art and how she brings her relationship with God into it and how she sees art as holy. But this year, likewise, in my script writing class, I wrote a short script called Patrimony. And it's about just a family of three, a dad, a mom, and a young son, and just their evening at home after work. The father comes home, and you could tell there's some tension in the family, and he ends up, making a decision that impacts the rest of their lives this evening. But I really wanted to show the generational passing down of parenting. And how a grandpa can impact a father, and then which can impact the son. And the big question I wanted to convey was the son has this option: am I going to continue to parent the way that the way that I've seen? Same with me. I had two voiceovers, one in the beginning, one in the end, which told more of this idea of the son having a big decision to make. Because it was the son as an older person reflecting on this memory, which I ended up having to cut out. But for the sake of the art, I love that she said that. That's a great kind of phrase for film, is that for the sake of the art, you have to make some decisions that you didn't see coming, but it ends up being for the better, honestly.
All right. When is this event, by the way? And is the public invited?
It is April 7th at 7:30 p.m., right?
I believe so, yeah.
7:30 p.m. And yes, the public is very much invited. It's a free event. So pretty much anybody is welcome to come and engage with us and see these films that so many hardworking students have put together. It's just a great opportunity to showcase what students at Malone are capable of. And I think it's a really great time for people to come in and just participate and see some things that they wouldn't normally see through the eyes of a student, especially since it's free.
Right.
I mean, just come
It's
out
at
and
the
have a
Palace
good time.
Theater.
Yeah, at the Palace Theater. So it is on the big screen.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to be so excited. That
It
was
is
just
very cool.
outstanding.
Yeah, it was funny last year when I was called up to receive my award, I had never been to the Canton Palace Theater before, and I had certainly never gotten up on the stage. And so I actually walked to the wrong side of the stage, but it had taken so long for me to get over there, and there were no steps, that the claps were dying down by that point. And so I was like, do I run to the other side of the stage, or do I climb up? And so I literally climbed up in my dress. I had to be very careful. So who knows, maybe if you come see this film fest, you'll get some comedy involved too. Sometimes that happens. But it's really surreal, and it's very overwhelming at times to be sitting there in like the 5th or 6th row, and you look up and you see this thing that you've seen on a computer screen for weeks on end, and it's on this giant screen with so many people watching at the same time as you, and you hear the reactions of people, and it really just feels like things are coming full circle. And we'd love to have as many people involved with that as possible. So please come be a part of this. 7:30 at April 7th.
Tell us a little bit about film at Malone. Is that that's a pretty big program there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to shout out Sang-Sun. Sang-Sun Choi, this is his second year teaching. And Andrew Rudd has had a big influence, and the entire comm department and the visual arts department. But Sang-Sun has just come in and taken over in a good way. He's been empowered by the rest of the comm arts department. He's just done great things with getting new gear for us, the highest technology, great cameras, great audio, things like that. He's kind of revolutionized and brought a lot of new life to our media production courses. He brings in great knowledge from studying. He's originally from South Korea, and then he went to school in Milwaukee, I believe, and has done even some postgraduate, and I think working towards his doctorate. But he's so knowledgeable on the history of film, on editing, on capturing a shot in a frame, and so he's come in and absolutely just like empowered us to do some great things and to really tap into like what it is to be an artist and a filmmaker.
Now, where do you hope to go with film? And is this your major? Is this where you're headed?
Yeah, actually, that was something I was going to mention to you guys. The nice thing about the comm department at Malone is that we have 3 different concentrations, and one of the concentrations is theater, film, and media. And so the nice thing about that is that it's a wider degree than just something in theater, just something in film, just something in media. You get to experiment in all of them, and then if you want to, you can spend more time in one of the 3 areas. Like personally, I've always been a theater person, so I've taken a lot of theater classes.
We never would have noticed that, did you? Never would have caught that.
At all.
Yeah. So the nice thing about that is that you do get to learn so many different aspects of the field, which gives you so many more ins.
Yeah.
So for myself, I enjoy acting, but getting to direct, I've directed stuff on stage. I'm now directing stuff for films, and it's really just giving you an opportunity to open your eyes to the possibilities that you have, that Malone has given us, that I'm personally so grateful for. I would love to take what I'm learning with this and continue to make other short films. There are several Malone graduates, and in particular female Malone graduates that I've gotten to talk to, who have gone on and worked with very, very successful actors and directors. One of them has even worked on a project with Lena Dunham in the past.
Oh, wow.
And she's currently in Italy scouting scenes, or like locations for scenes for a short film that she's working on. And so I'd love to be able to emulate that level of success, or at least somehow be a part of the theater or film industry. It's just great to see so many like inspirations come through Malone that we get to follow in the footsteps of.
Nice. And you?
I'm a little bit of a different story. I'm not really sure, honestly. I am very open and do a lot of prayer about what my future holds. Want to actively bring God, my relationship with God, in my decisions about my future. I'm really passionate about doing missionary work. Oh, wow. And so I know that this, kind of gift of using the camera and producing film is going to be a great tool for me in the future, because not a lot of people have it. And so I'm pressing in for the next year and a half and even further to continue my education, because the mission field needs a lot of media to kind of,
get the word out.
Get the word out. So I have a really awesome opportunity to go travel to Asia this summer, right after we get out of school, and use the things that I've learned to produce some media for a nonprofit organization over there. So I'm so thankful to the comm department, Sang-Sun, for showing me the way, things like that. So
awesome. You guys are great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So again, April
for being
7th.
Here.
at the Canton Palace Theater. It's Malone University's Open Frame Film Festival. It is free. Starts at 7 o'clock, you said?
7:30.
7:30, so be there and see some of the great works that these young adults are handing out to us.
Thank you so much.
All right, 9:30 on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Back in a moment with part 2 of Spotlight on Malone.
LeBron has his third triple-double in the last 4 games.
You just say I'm like fine wine. I get better with age. That's what he says.
Back to Love. Long distance 3. Hey! Knocks it down. Rust. Forget about it.
It'd be nice to get our whole team back. It was nice to play. It was good.
Health, both as the players and the coaches, is the most important for our team.
Got a half step on. Make it to the back and he hammers overtime. Oh, mercy. This is John Michael with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you are listening to your Cleveland Cavs Connection. News Talk 1480 WHBC. Stark Library invites you to join award-winning journalist Sam Quiones as he discusses the national opiate epidemic at the Canton Palace Theater on April 2nd. His book, Dreamland, explores the rise of black tar heroin and painkiller addiction in the U.S. and its devastating impact on communities. This Speaking of Books author event is presented by Stark Library in partnership with the Herbert W. Hoover Foundation and with support from Stark Mar. Reserve your free seats at starklibrary.org.
Message and data rates may apply. Warranty good as long as you own your mattress. Details at nectarsleep.com.
When we told the mattress industry we were going to create the most comfy mattress the world had ever seen, they said, no way. And when we said we'd offer our memory foam mattress at a price that's hundreds less than the showrooms, they said, yeah, right. So we went one step further and said, we'll let customers enjoy it for a full 365 nights with free no-hassle returns. They said, you're crazy. And when they said, what else are you going to do, offer a warranty forever? We said, that sounds like a great idea. We're Nectar, and we make the mattress that's keeping the mattress industry up at night. Enjoy a better night's sleep with a better mattress and even better value. For $125 off our already low price, plus 2 free Nectar pillows, text COZY to 234234. Or go to nectarsleep.com. Text COZY to 234234. COZY to 234234. Nectar for sweet, sweet sleep.
Hey, Canton, get ready to run, cheer, and volunteer at the 5th Annual Pro Football Hall of Fame Marathon on Sunday, April 29th. Over 10,000 runners from 47 states and 12 countries will be in town on Marathon Weekend. Join us by visiting HOFmarathon.com. That's HOFmarathon.com.
Verndale's Water Center is offering 0% financing on water treatment systems. Call or stop in today.
Tap into Verndale's Water Center. Tap into.
This is WHBC AM Canton. News Talk 1480 WHBC.
I'm Jim Michaels with 1480 WHBC News. Now 29 degrees. National Weather Service and getting reports of 2 to 3 inches of snowfall during the night from the system that moved through. A heavier snowburst hit just in time to slow traffic on area freeways for the morning drive. A lot of accidents on other roadways, none believed to be serious. ODOT with 40 plow and salt trucks out in Stark and Summit counties. Justin Chesnick with ODOT District 4 says roads were in pretty good shape about 4 a.m. in Stark and Summit. Then a snowburst meant it was time to start over again.
We can plow a road, and just a couple minutes later, it can basically be snow covered again. So, just if you're driving on the roads and they look like there's snow on them and it looks like they haven't been plowed, I can guarantee you they have been.
Most school districts canceled classes today. Any community event cancellations would be at WHBC.com. Residents in and near Austin, Texas, still getting this advice this morning.
Keep being careful in case there are any more bombs out there, but the man suspected of planting 4 bombs and trying to send another this month is dead. He blew himself up in a car with police approaching in Round Rock, Texas.
The individual involved in this incident was a 24-year-old white male.
Austin Police Chief Brian Manley not sharing the suspect's name just yet.
It's Fox's Chris Foster. Certain manufacturing jobs are in demand, and Ohio Means Jobs Stark County has all the information. They're holding 2 walk-in career day sessions for would-be welders and CNC machinists at the 30th Street Northwest office tomorrow, with check-in for the morning session at 9 a.m. and for the afternoon event at 12:30.
They're what we call demand occupations. You need fairly short-term training, and with just short-term training, provide a competitive wage and offer opportunities for wage and career growth.
Monica Gwynn with Ohio Means Jobs will also be employers there, as well as information on training. And as part of Severe Weather Awareness Week in Ohio this week, going to be a statewide tornado drill this morning. In about 20 minutes, some schools, businesses, and government buildings taking part. You may hear tornado sirens sound at about that time. And Also, the emergency alert system activated throughout Ohio and right here on 1480 WHBC. More 1480 WHBC News at 10.
Hall of Fame City weather.
Here's your AccuWeather.com forecast. We'll have snow this morning, tapering off and accumulations totaling 1 to locally 3 inches. Watch for slippery travel. Later today, cloudy and cold, high 37. Will be mostly cloudy, chilly tonight, low 24. Partly sunny, cold tomorrow, high 39. And then Friday, sunshine with us and still cold, a high of 38. I'm meteorologist Bill Dagger for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
And we return to Spotlight on Malone University. News Talk 1480.
Don't forget, we are live on Facebook right now as well, so if you want to check it out, just go to our Facebook page, 1480 WHBC. Well, we talked about the academic camps, and we talked about the youth and the wonderful filmmaking and writing that's going on. But now we have to bring in the history. I don't know if he's going to like that I'm referring to him as history.
No, how about he's the face of sports at Malone University?
There you go. I like it. We have with us longtime cross-country coach Jack Hazen. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome to the studio. We're so glad to have you here today.
Good to be here.
And we were talking off air. I'll start with the story. You were tell the story about Jim Muzzy and WHBC.
Well, many years ago, we I came in 1967, and in '72 we won the national championships. And I thought this is easy. We'll keep doing that. But it wasn't about 30 years more that before we won another national championship. But WHBC was giving out a sport award of the week, and Tom Edwards Ford from Louisville was a sponsor, and they gave a little transistor radio. And Jim Muzzy gave that to me and awarded it to me on the air, and I still have that radio.
Yay!
It still works.
Still tuned to WHBC, I would think, right?
It better be. It doesn't go to any other station.
Yeah, probably
it doesn't
not.
change stations.
That's right.
That's amazing. Oh, that's great. And it's great that you've kept it all these years. What is it, placed on a little...
Well, it's right by my bed. That I use it as the alarm clock. And isn't it amazing that it still works?
Gosh,
yeah.
that is
Great.
amazing.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Every morning I go, this thing still works.
I say that about myself
as I'm
every
flying
day.
and catching flights, I'm going, that thing's old. I wonder if it's going to work. It always works.
It always works.
Wow,
Right.
my goodness.
Oh, my. Well, you've got so much going on at Malone. First of all, Malone is changing so fast, so much. There's so much growth.
Yeah, we as a cross-country coach, we've, through the years, we started an invitational way back. It's almost 50 years since we've started that invitational. Some of your listeners might remember Art Abelson, an orthopedic surgeon. He helped me get that started. I didn't have any funds, and I didn't have a staff, and he says, let's start this event where we bring high school teams in. And so it's 50-year anniversary last year.
Oh, my gosh.
And we, through the years, we've had, as we started out, we were the only show in town, and we had hundreds of high schools come, 3,000 runners. Now through the years, everybody started invitationals. This year, I looked on our date in September, and there were 27 other invitationals in the state. But that thing grew, and Art was the backer behind that. And as we've grown, we've built buildings and things. The campus has changed, as you know. And I've always said, you build it, we'll run around it, don't worry about it. But now it's getting to the point with our new Pioneer Park, with 3 turf fields and stadiums and baseball fields. It's going to be a challenge to get that in. Stark Parks has put a running path through our campus, and we'll be able to run beside it.
You put a toll booth for them right there.
Yeah,
I mean, there's your fundraiser.
Yeah, there you go.
Good idea.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Awesome.
But anyway, our camp, we have all kinds of sports camps, volleyball, soccer, football, and you can find them online. But our cross-country camp, like I said, has been going on. It's for high school kids, but we've gone down to as low as 6th graders, and it's just a time in the summer to get them started again and teach them a little bit about running. And so all of that can be found online.
Well, you've had a very successful run with your cross country teams at Malone.
Well, thank you.
I mean, how do you do that? I mean, are you always out and talking to all these high schoolers?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always looking for good distance runners, and cross country is a unique sport in that there's no off season, and of course you have to be cardiovascular fit year round. But we run cross country in the fall. We just finished a pretty heavy indoor track schedule where they run distance indoor, and now we're heading into the outdoor season. So there's no off season for us, but we've through the years had great success at recruiting local kids. I remember at a national championship in Portland, and we actually won the championship, and the press was interviewing me, and they asked, at the time there were a lot of Kenyans coming to the top in distance running, and they asked me, how many foreigners did you have on your team? And I said, I only had one. I had a guy from Indiana. But most of our athletes come from this area, and Stark County is a great county for running, and Lake High School gave us Jade Smith, and Glen Oak High School gave us Hannah Thompson, and they've both come to the national level this year, both ranked in the top 15 in the nation. Wow. Hannah Thompson just ran an indoor 5K. The runners out there will appreciate the time, 16:55 in a 5K. I recruit high school boys that can run that fast, and she's running that fast as a college upperclassman. So it's fun to see them develop.
Wow. 51 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's really not work. It's fun. I enjoy it so much, and what a profession. I go out and recruit kids, high school kids, bring them in for 4 years, teach them a little bit about running, and also about competing in life, and see them go out as teachers and coaches and nurses, and what a great occupation that is. It's been so much fun.
Why did you stick with Malone all these years? I mean, you've been very successful, and I'm assuming you probably could have done, on to bigger schools or something like that. But what was the reason behind sticking with Malone?
Well, I went to a very conservative faith-based college when I got my degree and got my master's at Ohio State. But I just love it at a faith-based institution. And Malone, it just was kind of unique how it happened. I'm from Stark County, and I started my career in Mount Vernon High School coaching, and I was coaching football actually, and got into track and cross country quite by accident. They needed someone, and I said, I don't know anything about it, but I got into the sport, and
here he's in the Hall of Fame.
Now one of my athletes came to Malone and came home in the summer and said, our coach just resigned. You should check it out. I checked it out, and 50 years later, here I am.
No kidding.
And I love it.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, and congratulations. We have to say, I want to get the United States Track and Cross Country Coaches Hall of Fame. Boy, that's a pretty big honor.
That was a great honor. Very, very humbling and great surprise. But what a great experience that was.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
All right. You had mentioned there's a lot of programs and other events that you wanted to talk about that's going on at Malone, and specifically in sports. But go ahead.
Yeah, the biggest occurrence right now is the fact that we're building the Pioneer Park, and we're going to have a baseball all-weather stadium. We're going to have a soccer stadium, 3 turf fields to do summer camps on, as well as our intercollegiate programs. So we're so thrilled about that, and it's they were hauling dirt yesterday. Believe it or not, there's 18,000 truckloads of dirt coming in to the university. They're raising the elevation significantly, and it's just a fantastic project. And we're well underway, and we're seeing great progress. I noticed today they weren't hauling dirt, but I can imagine why. But they're kind of ahead of schedule, I think, and so we're looking to see what happens this summer. I don't know how much we're going to get completed. It's going to be a long process, but possibly this summer we can have some of the fields installed, I think.
No kidding. When's
What's the plans for it? 2 years out and then everything's done, or is this a long-term?
It's a long-term. We have partial funding, and so we're trying to raise money for the rest of it. And so we'd like it to be, we're going to get one phase of it done this summer, I think, and it'll remain to be seen how long it'll take. It can move very fast if we get the funding.
So your tracks might be moving as this process.
Well, our track will stay in the same spot that we use in the spring for track and field, which our cross-country athletes participate in. But my running course will change. And it could be, right now the architects have said, oh yeah, we'll find a way to do it. But until I see it on paper, I'm not getting real thrilled. But it could be a pretty exciting thing. We could have the whole park will be lighted, so we could even do night meets, which would be really unique to the sport of cross country. So
that'd be very cool.
We're thrilled about the possibilities.
All right. Awesome stuff.
Well, joining us, cross-country coach Jack Hazen from Malone. We've got one final segment. We'll be back in just a moment on Spotlight.
There are power lines down.
What if we woke up one day and everything just stopped going wrong? No more accidents. No more emergencies.
It's a nice thought, but things do go wrong. Every day, accidents happen.
Chain reaction crash.
Disasters hit.
The devastation.
And the news isn't always good.
The deadliest mass shooting.
Canton's news talk station's here to help when life doesn't go right.
Massive, unprecedented disaster.
WHBC.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Update your bathroom with Max. The Orchestra freestanding bathtub has a sleek design. Only $711.11 after 11% off. A 60-inch U-Tile shower kit gives you the look of tile without any of the maintenance. $1846.75 after 11% off. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through March 24th. 11% savings or mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-6038. That's 1-800-500-6038. 1-800-500-6038.
I like bacon and eggs.
I'm more of a pancakes and sausage guy.
I like OJ.
Coffee for me.
We don't agree on much.
But we both like that Giant Eagle was added to United Healthcare, Aetna Coventry, and many other Medicare Part D plans' preferred pharmacy network.
Now I can get my prescriptions at my Giant Eagle pharmacy.
And get them for the lowest price.
We both love that.
To transfer your prescriptions, stop in and speak with a Giant Eagle pharmacist today. Lowest price applies to Tier 1 generic copays for select plans.
Your hearing should be and is as important as any other part of your overall health. Don't trust it to just anyone. Hi, this is Joe Palmisano, and I am so grateful that I found Jim Morris in Hearing. Jim's comprehensive and personal approach to hearing solutions made all the difference to me. Jim takes the time needed to find the perfect overall fit. And with 3 locations in Akron, Berlin, and North Canton, your hearing solution is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 234-347-0155 to schedule your appointment. Hearing, all one word. Hearing, that's HEARINC, or hearing.biz.
Did I take my medicine this morning?
What if Mom falls trying to take a bath?
Worries like these ruin a good night's sleep and make everyday obstacles that much more difficult. Let St. Luke Lutheran Community wipe away some of those worries associated with aging. The trusted reputation of St. Luke Lutheran Community can provide daily relief from these concerns and others at the state-of-the-art assisted living campus just off Route 30 in Minerva. At St. Luke Minerva, make new friends, renew old friendships in a small town setting. Surround yourself with comfort, convenience, and quality care. See how 24-hour support and inviting, secure surroundings can ease you and your loved ones' minds.
Why wait? Now through March 31st, pay no entry fee and save $1,000 when you sign a first-time lease at St. Luke Minerva. Call 330-868-5600 or visit us in person and online at stlukelutherancommunity.org to tour assisted living as unique as your loved one.
All right, 10 minutes. In front of 10 o'clock on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Back to our final segment of Spotlight.
Yes, Spotlight on Malone University, and we've talked about so many great things. And then I see next on our list is shark tagging. And I can't wait to hear about this. And we have in studio with us right now Kat Todd and Anna Killian. I hope I got that right. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, ladies. How are you?
Good.
So tell me, what is shark tagging?
Okay, so shark tagging is we went out on a research vessel and we would pull in sharks like out in the wild in Biscayne Bay, which is off of the coast of Miami. And we would pull them onto our boat and we would do measurements and check off different things, and we would put a tag into the dorsal fin, the top fin of the shark, and then we would release them back out into the bay, and then different researchers that would pull them in can read off that number and know which individual it is, and we can look at stats and different things and compare them and see where the sharks are migrating, traveling, how they're growing.
Wow.
Basically, it was the coolest citizen scientist project I could have imagined.
Yeah, and now what year are you in at Malone?
We are both sophomores.
You're both sophomores.
Yeah.
So really getting into, and this obviously would be something that you are interested in doing, correct?
Yes.
So, and are you by what major? What major do you have?
We're zoo and wildlife biology, so all 11 of us that went on the trip are from that major. And some of us, the trip is kind of to support the marine biology minor that Malone just started doing. So about half, I think, of the people that went are marine biology minors, and the other half are just kind of interested in taking in all of the experience and sites and education that we could.
And this was help funded by the Hoover Foundation. And so, I mean, this obviously for you guys, what made you decide to come to Malone? Was it programs like this that you knew you would be able to get involved in?
We didn't really know, like, this wasn't set up when we were applying. I mean, what drew us in, I think, was just the community of Malone and also the mini zoo that we have on campus that we can actually
A mini zoo.
Yeah, we live have animals. We have some like more pet store animals, but like a wide variety from reptiles to birds to mammals to fish that we can actually work hands-on with.
Wow.
Most of us graduate with 4 years of working hands-on with animals. Anna is going to be the fish team leader for next year. So it's just some incredible things that we get to see and do, and it's amazing.
And where are you both from?
I am from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Dayton, Ohio.
And you're from Dayton. And how did you find out about Malone?
My mom actually got one of the pamphlets in the mail that they send out, and she saw that they had zoology, so I looked into it and fell in love with the school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, and then there you go, get an opportunity to tag sharks. I mean, that's just, I mean, who'd have thought that, right?
I know.
Am I going to Lake Erie? Where are we going?
That was in Miami, right? That you were saying that's where you went to.
It was with University of Miami and their shark research lab.
Okay. So if you had to tell some prospective students, you know, here's the school I'm at, this is what I do, and this is why I love it, what kinds of things would you pass along to them?
I just really love the community of Malone just because it's smaller. You really get to know people and people outside of your major. And also I love our major because it is smaller. I pretty much know everyone in it, and you can build connections. That way you can look and see where future like students like graduate. You're like, oh, they're working at this zoo. Like I've been there, but now I know someone like on the inside. It's building those connections and getting the relationships with the amazing professors that we have, and they're just so knowledgeable. It's really cool.
I think I would point to the fact that I really wanted to go to the zoo this last weekend, and so myself and 4 of my friends just hopped in the car and we went to Akron Zoo, and I think that kind of speaks for itself as somebody who would spend pretty much every day at a zoo if they had the choice.
And so what do you want to do once you graduate?
For me, I would love to work at a zoo. I'm interning at Cincinnati Zoo this summer, actually, which is unbelievable to me.
I don't really want to know what I want to do. I was like, after going on this trip, thinking about graduate school and like all the potential research that you could do was really interesting. So thinking about that.
Yeah, that whole research aspect of it, as opposed to, working at the zoo. Although at the zoo, there's probably a lot of research going on as well, right?
Absolutely. Zoos are really working, this is a whole other tangent we could go on, but the amount of research and conservation work that they do, like if you look at even Cleveland Zoo, so nearby, is actually one of the world's leading research and conservation institutions, and we get to take a week-long class there as part of our major, which is just
my producer Stephen Potter's wife is a zoologist at the Cleveland Zoo.
At the Cleveland Zoo,
and he just always is talking about it. She just loves it.
Yeah, that's a great thing. And and I'll be honest with you, I did not realize that Malone offered something like that.
No idea, right?
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why you're here. That's a good thing to talk about. So, if you would have one thing that you could pick to do while you were in school, what would it be? I know you want to go to the zoo, but is there anything else? Are there things that you think, you went on this research trip? Is that like the epitome of it all, or is there anything else that you would love to be able to do?
I really enjoyed the trip. It was really fun, really, like eye-opening and seeing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could pick like one thing that we would have to focus on to do. There's just so many different like opportunities that we are given. I don't know, just like participating like with the school. I think just like raising awareness for like environmental stuff is one of like my big things.
All right, we're going to have to wrap this up because we've got to go to the top of the hour. But thank you, ladies, for being here
thank you.
And sharing this. Is there other plans for more shark tagging next year, or is this a one-time thing and you don't know what will take place next year?
It's not set in stone. The goal is for Herbert W. Hoover to be able to host this trip for us every year, but of course it all just comes down to how that works out. It'll be different students next year, though.
Yeah, well, nice. Well, thank you, ladies, for being with us.
Thanks for coming in.
We appreciate it.
Good stuff.
All right, Spotlight on Malone on News Talk 1480 WHBC. We'll be back in a moment.
Tired of boots and gloves?
It's cold outside and I can't wear mittens because they're unflattering to my hands.
Yeah, we are too. Honestly, spring will eventually get here. Sometimes Mother Nature just can't make up her mind. We'll help you make it through, on air and on demand. Find it all on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Need a CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we carry popular brands of CPAP equipment, including ResMed, Respironics, and more. To move inventory, we're selling some of our ResMed CPAP machines at prices lower than you would think. Learn more about these affordable ResMed CPAPs at CPAP.com. We'll even provide free shipping on your ResMed machine orders, so you'll get it fast when you enter the promo code RADIO. The best part? No insurance needed. Our CPAPs are priced so low they can even cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and carries a large inventory of sleep apnea equipment. With little retail overhead and no middlemen, we're the best way to get affordable, comfortable sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has a large inventory of ResMed CPAPs and is offering free shipping on these devices. For these great deals and others, visit CPAP.com. Don't forget to enter the promo code RADIO. That's RADIO.
This is a test. News Talk 1480 WHBC Canton, Ohio is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.